Around the plate, this is prime grade brisket off the point. This is our house peppered pork sausage, our OG. It's the first link we ever pushed. It is seasoned very simply. It is 16 mesh black pepper, coarse ground kosher salt, granulated garlic. It has milk powder as a binder and curing salt. House jalapenos, smoked turkey breast, smoked meatloaf, and this is just brisket. It comes from the trim from our prime brisket. We use the trim to grind up for meatloaf and also for our burger patties. This right here is a unique boudin link that we pushed this week. It's a brisket, or rather a smoked meatball fricassee boudin. Chicken fricassee is a traditional Cajun dish. We put a brisket spin on it. And so it's everything that would go into gumbo, except for the okra and the filet. We pushed it into a link. This is our pork spare ribs. They're finished with a glaze of honey, butter, and brown sugar. House pickled red onions, garlic dill pickles, and 2 different barbecue sauces. This is our classic red barbecue sauce and our Gulf Coast Gold mustard sauce. Classic red is ketchup based, pepper forward, and it's sweetened in part with Big Red. It's sweet and tangy in its flavor profile. And this is Gulf Coast Gold. It was just featured in Texas Monthly. Came out in the same edition that we were named honorable mention to the top 50 list in the Taste the Rainbow spread that they did. And so it pairs really beautifully with any pork, but especially our sausage. And then on the sides, this right here is our Texas Twinkies. What we do is we half the jalapeno, we scoop out the ribbing and the seeds, and we fill it with candied and smoked cream cheese that's blended with pepper jack and chopped brisket. Then we wrap them in candied bacon, and they go on in the morning during our morning smoke. And so they're using the jalapeno not for spiciness, but rather as a container to deliver candied bacon and smoked cream cheese, and so leaning into the jalapeno flavor versus the jalapeno spice. This right here is our smoked bread pudding. Today we actually did a smoked banana bread pudding, and we finished it with a drizzle of salted caramel. This is elotes that have our house-made queso fresco, a smoked macaroni and cheese. I think there's 3 cheeses in there, maybe 4. I know there's Gouda, there's American, there's pepper jack, and I want to say there's smoked white cheddar as well. And then this is our new summer salad. It is an heirloom tomato and compressed watermelon salad. The watermelons are compressed with a lemon simple syrup and mint. Again, house-made queso fresco as a garnish, as well as red onions. I think there's mint. I'm looking at mint. And then it's tossed in a mint vinaigrette as well. And so, hope you enjoy.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Jesse Weaver. I'm one of the owners and founder of Weaver's Barbecue. We're out here at 3808 FM 1008 in Dayton, Texas. So if you're coming from Houston, it's like you're driving to Beaumont. Once you get to Dayton, you go over the tracks, hang a right, and it'll bring you straight to us. Let me show you the menu, what kind of specials we have going on, and a breakdown of our menu here. So our specials today is a fricassee boudin. So it's pretty close to gumbo in a flavor profile. We've got our meatloaf chopped cheese sandwich, which is outstanding. On special as well, it's not really on special, loaded baked potatoes. We just, whenever making this menu, forgot to put it on there. And so the way that our menu works here is we have meats by half a pound and by the pound. We use prime grade brisket here. Our turkey breasts are really big, juicy, and plump. We do smoked meatloaf, carnitas pulled pork. All of our links are house made. We do 1 meat, 2 meat, 3 meat plates, and a couple of platters here to the Texas Trinity, which is traditional in Texas barbecue, of course. Our whole kit and caboodle. Some of our signatures, we do an Austin Midnight Sandwich, which isn't very intuitive for the menu, but if you've seen the movie Chef, you'll know exactly what it is. It's brisket cubano. It's sliced brisket, house-cured Canadian bacon. It's got our Gulf Coast Gold barbecue sauce, our house-made pickles. It's got melted Swiss cheese, and it's on a Leidenheimer roll, which is the original po' boy roll from New Orleans that we get brought in. Our turkey bacon avocado sandwich is outstanding. Our Texas Twinkies, we do them a little bit different than most places. They're sweet, spicy, savory. You'll have to try it. Our Aloha burger is really good. So it's got our house-cured Canadian bacon, grilled pineapples, candied jalapenos, and all of this stuff, we make all of it in-house. All of our candied jalapenos, all of our pickles, pickled red onions, pickled jalapenos, our barbecue sauces. Our Gulf Coast Gold barbecue sauce was just mentioned in the Taste of Rainbow on the Texas Monthly Top 50 magazine. It was one of Daniel Vaughn's favorite parts about being here, I believe. Don't want to speak for him, but I'm pretty sure he's a big fan of that stuff. And then, yeah, so we serve every day from 11 to 8 on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday is barbecue. Wednesdays we open for burgers, which we get all of our burger meat from our brisket trim. And so that's how we make all of our smoked meatloaf, and all of our burgers is fresh ground daily brisket trim. So it's all one cut of meat that you're getting in your burgers, not a bunch of kneecaps and stuff like that. All right, so our parking, we share a parking lot with Simmons Grocery here. And this is kind of a pass-through, but what we've noticed historically is people just kind of get in where they fit in, and yeah, so not sure how many people can park in here. There's plenty of parking though. We've got enough seating for probably about 15 to 20, 22 people, something like that. So for to-go orders and stuff like that, we've got these beepers to let people know they can come pick up their order from the window. But for dine-in, we like to do some table service and tap tables and make sure that everybody's enjoying what their experience and everything like that. So you come here, you'll see us flying around, poking around, seeing how everybody's feeling. But yeah, so to order any of our stuff on our menu, you're gonna run into Chad. This is my business partner and best friend.
So my name's Chad. I met Jesse traveling around the country, and after he got off the road, he had been just hawking me over and over again for almost 2 years to come down and help out with Weavers. I've worked in restaurants up in the Northeast. I'm from Philadelphia, and so I've worked in Philadelphia, I've worked in New York City. Pretty much everything in the front of the house. I've served, I've bartended, I've bar-backed. I've been in leadership positions too. And after 2 years, back in 2022, I finally said yes. Best decision I ever made. Super proud of what we're accomplishing, what we're building here. Building everything from the ground up. We come from nothing, and we're building something really special here. When you do come to the window more often than not, you'll see me, you'll see Jesse. We've got a lot of really great stuff here. We do everything ourselves in-house except for our bread products, which more often nowadays is commonplace in barbecue. So we make our own pickles, our pickled onions, our pickled jalapenos, all of our barbecue sauces, all of our spice buns. You'll see a lot of new school or craft barbecue spots that are doing that these days. And we just bought a lot of cool new tools and new toys for the kitchen, looking for different ways that we can continue to differentiate ourselves from our peers in the barbecue scene here in Houston, statewide in Texas. And yeah, we'd love for you to come out. Love to hear some feedback. Would love for y'all to try our stuff. Really appreciate Kevin, Jose, for coming out and giving us this opportunity to showcase what we do.
Yeah. And so if you like any of the accoutrements that we serve on our plates, you can take any of them home, We've got our pickled peppers, pickled reds, pickles. We make a tallow moisturizing balm. really good skincare product. We have our fryers completely converted to tallow, so all of our fries coming out of there are just like the best they can be. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, we really try to, like Chad said, differentiate ourselves as much as we can, you know. All right, so I'm gonna take you guys around back and show you guys the smoker space and how we do everything here. Okay, so this is a direct heat smoker that we do a lot of chicken. We do chicken leg quarters, chicken by the half, pork steaks, anything direct heat. We're about to start rolling out our smoke fried chicken wing specials coming up with football season. Really looking forward to that because we're doing, it's going to be direct heat smoked confit and duck fat, fried in beef tallow. And then of course we make a bunch of different sauces to sauce them with, and they're just the best thing ever. This smoker, we recently purchased this one. We got a really good deal on it, but downside to really big deals is they're not really built right sometimes. This smokestack, we're having some work done to it, but this portion of the smoker doesn't really get any heat or smoke at all, so we're modifying it to make it a lot better. These things, these are really just for fun. We make pizzas from time to time. Eventually want to get a big brick oven pizza smoker so that we can start doing some pizza by the slice up here too. But that's maybe in the future. We'll see what happens. But this thing has been with us for a long time. Before we got the direct heat, this is kind of messing up on us now, but we've done a whole lot of chicken wings and a whole lot of other direct heat stuff on this, kind of like your everyday backyard barrel. And then that leaves us to the workhorse here. This is a 500-gallon, decommissioned 250-gallon propane tanks that these two brothers from Winnie, Texas built. Yeah, they built this trailer and had a restaurant called Smokin' D's BBQ, but that was in the height of COVID, and they got back to their regular jobs once COVID was over, and so we were able to come up on a good smoker and a good kitchen here. So this is our prep kitchen. It's a 48-foot converted car hauler that used to haul around race cars. It's been really good for us. It gives us all the space that we need for pumping out some really tasty stuff. So, yeah, right here we've got our wood stack. We probably go through about 2 cords a month, something like that. And it's all red oak. It's really mild, right? So it gives us an opportunity to really let smoke shines through. Is prevalent, right? But really what we do to the meats is going to shine through too, and it's not going to get overpowered by your typical post oak that most barbecue restaurants use, post oak or pecan, stuff like that, mesquite, which is another one of those things that kind of differentiates us from other places. But yeah, so inside here is our prep space. Well, so we don't do any cooking in here. We use our 2-burner stove here and this smoker for most of all of our stuff. We've got our warm box. We've got our sausage stuffer. This is Greg. He's one of our partners here. So we've got this. We just got this one in, this chamber vac. So we're really excited to see what all we can do with that thing. So yeah, this is where the magic happens, so to speak. We've got, this is like, was gonna be our restaurant, but we ran into some permitting issues because of the property not being big enough for another septic system out here. So so we cook everything in here, and now we serve out of the front food trailer. So we go for a bit of a faster cook normally. So we like to make sure that these things are as aerodynamic and as uniform as we can get them. Because it just makes for a faster cook. We get, since we're doing 2 cooks a day, the morning cook is hot and fast, and then of course our brisket smoke is low and slow to start out with, and then we kind of bump it up. We like it really low and smoky whenever we first get these things on, and let it build up a good bark, and then once it's got the bark is good and set, then we crank up the smoker like 275 to 300 in that range, and really just push these things along, because we want to get out of here at a decent time, and so that's just how we do it here. All right, so this is our seasoning blend. Well, we do a 2-part here, just because I like to get the pepper on first, but we sell it as a combination here up front, and basically it's a 1-part to 1-part combination. So I like to get a good even coverage on our pepper, and then the flavor profile on our seasoning blend is pretty close to Sashery's, and so I like to describe it as like a Sashery's with more celery seed. It really brings out the Cajun flavors, which, I mean, we're in Southeast Texas, where it's Cajun country, and so with that in mind, we decided to go with a Cajun blend for our briskets. And so this is the 2-part here. And then we'll just let this sit for 10 minutes or so, and let the seasoning do its work on the brisket. And by doing that, we don't really need a binder, because I mean it's gonna start salt brining, which is gonna start drawing out moisture, and so this will bind just fine.
Hi, I'm Greg Bauman. I'm the chef here. Jesse's our pitmaster. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, born in Altoona, Pennsylvania, but mainly grew up in Maryland. My background's in fine dining. I worked for multiple Top Chef winners as background chef, so I learned a lot through them. We've lately been buying a bunch of tools here so that we can kind of switch into the modern gastronomy phase of barbecue. Jesse and I met, I want to say 10 years ago, at a rainbow gathering actually in Oregon, around a campfire. He was playing guitar. I had my washboard with me at the time, and we kind of started jamming, became close friends over the next couple months, and then started traveling around the country. Jesse had a school bus at the time that was built out with bedroom, all that stuff, kitchen. So we traveled together for about 5 or 6 years doing that and playing in a band. At one point I went one way and he went another after we owned a property in Oregon, a 14-acre farm, a veggie farm out in Oregon, and we kind of went different ways. He went to go with his family. I went to go see my family in Maryland, and then I started traveling again about 3 years ago. Went on tour with my band at the time, and then came down through Galveston. That band went through a tragedy while on tour, and then I stayed in Galveston, still camping in my van, and then randomly out of nowhere, Jesse hit me up and asked me if I still knew how to cook. I said, of course. And he asked when I could be here. He didn't know that I was about an hour and 10 minutes away. I said in the morning at 8, and we kind of laughed about that. And I was here at 8 in the morning, and I've been here for maybe about a year and 3 months now. I think 2 months after I got here is when Daniel Vaughn showed up and reviewed us, and it's been kind of wild ever since. And so we've kind of upped our game on our tools, and we're getting ready to expand a little bit. And part of my role is technical chef, so teaching how to use all the tools, teaching different techniques that aren't usually seen in barbecue. We powderize all of our own spices, actually. You can kind of see that here. This is my area over here. The only thing that we're not making right now is bread. We make our own queso fresco, which is what this is about to be. We make cotija cheese. We're getting into making all the gels and trying to figure out ways to incorporate my training into barbecue, because there's not many videos of me being able to watch other people doing that in the barbecue scene right now, not that I know of at least. So yeah, looking forward to where we grow with this thing, and definitely excited to be back around Jesse and the guys. Alright, so one of the other things I do is we're a 3-man team. We have a porter that helps clean and do dishes, so that means it's all hands on deck at all times. So another thing that I do is help Jesse with the smoker and making sure the meat's on time and stoking the fire and checking temps. Even though we don't really use a thermometer, we go by feel a lot. The only thing that we do use a thermometer on is the turkey breast. Other than that, it's all by feel and how long we've been doing this. So I'm about to put these on. They'll go for a little while on a cold smoke just to get that smoke flavor in, and then they'll run semi-hot, 275 to 300 at some points for about 8 hours until we can lift them and they jiggle a lot. And then, yeah, that's the beginning of the process. So these have been seasoned by Jesse on both sides, and then we usually lay them lean side towards what I call the back, other people call the front. We still discuss that every day almost. And then we'll just kind of let that ride for a while, and then make sure it gets like a nice little smoke bark on it first, and then we'll crank up the smoker to like 275, at some points 300, and then like I said, that'll go for about 8 hours. And yeah, we run a little warmer than most places, but with this smoker we find that it gets our best results. We've tried every other way that you could imagine. We've researched it, and it's just what works best with the setup of this smoker.
So a little bit about me and how all of this really came to be. About 5 years ago, maybe even 6, coming up on 6 years ago now. It's crazy how time flies, but it used to be like a traveler, hitchhiking and just traveling around the country. Made some really good friends and learned a lot along the way. How I learned how to cook for a lot of people is there's a thing called rainbow gatherings. It's originated back in like the hippie era, and it was for it was like not in protests, but like in prayer for peace. And just like a safe space for the troops who came home from Vietnam and were greeted with a lot of hostility. It was like a safe space for them to just be, and it's a tradition that's been kept up with since then. They do it every year around July 4th. There's it's called a National Rainbow Gathering, which is tens of thousands of people. And then there's regional gatherings, which are, less, hundreds. And then there's international world gatherings. And, there's a lot of people that show up for those. But that's how I learned how to cook with open fire and for a lot of people, is cooking at one of those. Some friends and we started a kitchen called Kickdown Kitchen. And it was the Quarter Joke Crew. So my buddy Tyler Bew, shout out Tyler, because a lot of the stuff on our menu comes straight from his head. But yeah, so he's super smart and showed me a lot on cooking. He taught me so much. And yeah, so that's really how I learned how to cook, is doing those kitchens out in the woods in the national forest. That's how all of our business partners here, that's how all of us met, is from on the road whenever we were all traveling, and just like living life with a backpack on and seeing what there was to see. And from there, essentially homeless. From there, we have really just like built this thing out into something spectacular, and it's amazing to see what can happen in such a short amount of time whenever you put some real intention into what you're doing. So I like to give a shout out to a few people here for just really helping us bridge the gap from being homeless into business owners. First off, my older brother Gary and his wife Mindy, they brought me in and gave me a place to live whenever I first got off of the road, and really believed in what I was trying to do and building a future, and they put their money where their mouth is and have invested and helped get this thing, helped keep this thing going, really. Marcy, my sister, she made a bunch of our first iron-on patches, and just like helped us out with little marketing things and helping us with customer base that we wouldn't have without her. My mom, she put us on out here and really gave all of us a home to call our own, and to JT, 24/7 Tree Services. They provide us with all of our firewood and a really good deal too, and just like anything else that we'd ever need. They're really solid folks. So if you're in the area and y'all need any work done, those guys are the guys. Daniel Vaughn, for sure, because he really helped turn this thing around, and all of his kind words, definitely heard and appreciate it, man. Thank you. JC Reed, for pushing that envelope a little further and putting us in the Houston Chronicle. Also, to go back to Daniel Vaughn, putting us on the honorable mentions list, top 100 barbecue restaurants in Texas, is just mind-blowing to know where we just came from and to where we're at now. And to see the projection of this thing is just really awesome. So again, thanks Daniel. Thank you JC Reed for putting us in the Houston Chronicle, and for putting us on with HOU BBQ. The festivals we're coming up. We've got the 2025 barbecue throwdown coming up at St. Arnold's. Really looking forward to testing our grit against 13 of the best barbecue restaurants in Houston. Really excited we've already got our game plan, and very excited to see that vision come to life and see what it looks like on a plate. And Michael Fulmer too over at HOU BBQ, all great guys, man. And we're really stoked on being a part of this community, and just like how welcomed with open arms we have been received, and just really appreciate that.